There are going to be more than 2,700 rallies organized around the country starting tomorrow. The Democrats call it the No Kings rally. Republicans call it the Hate America protests. And making that case is no less than the Speaker of the House.
Tomorrow, the Democrat leaders are going to join for a big party out on the National Mall. They're going to descend on our Capitol for their much-anticipated so-called No Kings rally. We refer to it by its more accurate description, the Hate America rally. You're going to bring together the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifa advocates, the anarchists, and the pro-Hamas wing of the far-left Democrat Party.
I mean, what is this about? It's about fomenting division. Does he really deny that money is a problem in our politics? That affordability is a problem in our country? I mean, wasn't that a big part of their own campaign? So what I'm concerned about here is both sides are so itchy for violence. They say no, right? But it's so perfunctory when they say it. But when do they really use their words? When they're trying to blame the other side for what has happened. So I want to talk about it heading into it. I've got one of the No King rallies organizers, Robert Weissman, and one of the event's biggest critics, candidate also, Republican, running for governor of California, Steve Hilton. Good to have you, sir. Thank you for joining me. Don't drive and interview. And Robert, thank you very much. So, Robert, you heard my take and really my concern. What are these rallies about, and what do you expect?
Yeah, we're going to see probably the largest day of protest in American history tomorrow, as millions of Americans turn out for peaceful but vigorous protest against Donald Trump's authoritarianism. I think what these protests are about is demonstrating against authoritarianism for democracy by exercising our democratic rights. And that clip you played from Speaker Johnson is a disgrace. Not only is this a movement that is guided by nonviolence, not only have we trained tens of thousands of people in de-escalation tactics, but he is trying to impute the idea that this is a terrorist movement because he's denouncing his opposition. He can oppose our ideas all he wants, but he should be celebrating and embracing our right to protest. And I have to disagree with you, Chris. No one on our side is itching for violence. We are affirmatively committed to nonviolence, not just because we want a peaceful day, because the core principle of the movement, we think, with love and solidarity, is going to defeat Donald Trump's authoritarianism.
Robert, I accept you at your word, and I'm going to pivot to Steve. But first, I'm going to push you backwards a step, because I'm not talking about you and your organization, but you are not going to sell to me that the left has no interest in political violence when the language has gotten hotter and hotter and angrier, and everything that Trump does makes him a Nazi and Hitler. I mean, those are words that are predictive of violence, and that's why they are used. I'm not blaming you for it. But when I say your side, you do not have clean hands on the left. That's my point. But let me bring Steve in on this.
All right.
We'll get back at it, but that's what I'm saying. I wish good protests. I see the reason for it. Steve, why do you believe this is not what Mr. Weissman says it is?
Well, look, I agree with both of you in terms of the substantive points you're making about what we need to prioritize in America. I agree that we don't want authoritarianism in America. That's the opposite of what America's all about. You know, I'm an American now, moved here in 2012 with my wife, and my two sons became a citizen because I love this country and what it stands for. And if you want to see authoritarianism in action, you come to California, where I'm running for governor, because you've got one-party rule here that is entrenched by money, as you touched on earlier, Chris, union money that keeps the Democrat machine rolling. And on top of that, you've got Gavin Newsom rigging elections in order to boost his presidential campaign, disenfranchising millions of Californians. That's what he's trying to do right now. You talk about affordability. Which state is the least affordable in the country? California. As a result of one-party rule run in the interests of political activists and ideologues instead of regular working people. So I agree with the substance of what you're both saying, but I think the answer is to fight for political change here in California, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, I think that we have the dynamic all over the country. Robert, I give you the last word, and I wish you peaceful, vigorous protest, and only that this weekend.
Yeah, that's what you're going to see, Chris. I mean, we had a first round of No Kings. We had 5 million people on the street, overwhelmingly peaceful. There is a problem with violence and aggression in this country, and it's coming from the president. It's coming from his deployment illegitimately of National Guard troops around the country. It's coming from his authorization of masked men to abduct people and send them away, including because of their political views. So we're with you. We have to deal with the problem of political violence. But this movement, this effort to stop this slide to authoritarianism, it is grounded in, driven by nonviolence. And we're going to see a massive day tomorrow of joyful protest, exercise of our First Amendment rights, and a direct challenge to all the things that Donald Trump is trying to do, including worsen our affordability crisis.
Well, look, you got the right to do it. And Steve, I'll tell you, you can point fingers, and I'm not saying that your allegations are off or that your arguments aren't sound. But I'll tell you, it's still the easy part.
They're factually based, Chris.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not. They're your opinion on a base of circumstances. But what I'm saying is, pointing out what's wrong is easy. Getting us to a better place is hard. And I know that's why you're running for governor, and we'll be watching your race. And Robert, I know you're about better also. That's what it's got to be. Saying what's wrong is easy. Making something right is hard. Fellas,
well, we're ready to work with Steve on the money and politics problem. I'll tell you that.
Oh, very much. No, that's a good idea. By the way, can I just say,
get rid of Citizens United.
Get
rid of Citizens United.
I
100%.
set up a business many years ago to try and make it easier for people to run for office without relying on big donors and party machines, to democratize the whole business of politics. I'm completely with you on that.
Get rid of Citizens United.
We'll work with you to overturn Citizens United. Chris, we're with you on that too.
4 minutes and 30 seconds. Why get rid of Citizens United? Because it made all the money, dark money, legal.